Good afternoon, everybody. It's Thursday. It's the late edition of the Long Island Breakfast Club show. I'm missing my co-host. I'm usually going like this and saying, "Good afternoon, Greg," and he gives me a hug. And today is National Hugging Day, so I'm missing my Greg. I just want to let everybody know, Greg, I'm thinking about you, and I'm sure all of your fans are. Greg is having some light surgery next week, and all I ask everybody to do is say a prayer for Greg. Miss you, Greg, and hope you're watching. And I don't know how I'm going to get through this show without you, but I guess I
We'll
will.
Are you
help.
serious?
We got talent here.
We have talent here. This is true.
I'm a little
One of little
insulted.
faith.
A
Okay.
little insulted.
No, it's just that we're like oil and water, Greg and I. We fight a lot on the show.
All right, guess what? Gloves on.
Okay, so we have Miss Danielle Lieblin. She is the nursing home warrior. Can I say of Long Island or is it everywhere?
Pretty much the universe.
The universe. Whoa. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. And we have my dear friend, Jeff Maliniak.
Wow, she did it.
I said it right.
Perfect.
Maliniak. He's not a maniac.
Yeah.
He's a Maliniak.
There you go.
And my friend Jeff helps a lot of senior citizens at his company called 1877
No,
Elder. A better choice elder care.
ABC.
ABC.
Elder Care.
That's right. ABC.
Simple.
That is simple. So I'm a little flummoxed because I just found out that Greg is going to be having surgery. So excuse me for being a little wild today. And we have our team here of our support. So thank you guys for being here, especially on this kind of a day that I'm having. But today is National Hugging Day. That's the first thing we do. And Greg is a hugger. So I'm hugging him right now. I'm going to do that
Thank
to
you.
you and do that to you. Because of the COVID, we can't really hug. So, but they're saying that how you observe National Hugging Day is you just hug, and more hug. And it's also Squirrel Appreciation Day.
Where'd you
Did
find
you know
that?
that?
No.
Well, I do this research
Okay.
for the show, what the day is. And there's all very different types of squirrels. And there's all things that you could do, like set up a squirrel feeder in your yard and feed the squirrels.
Throw some nuts out. There you go.
And the last part of today is National Granola Bar Day. So normally everybody gets Italian bread on the show.
If I knew that, I'm going to give you Pinoli.
Oh, Pinoli cookies? Whoa, those are expensive.
Well, you're worth it.
Wow, thank you.
So in lieu of the granola.
Okay. But
So-
normally everyone gets Italian bread. But today, because it's granola, you're getting a little granola.
Awesome.
And these are all for
Wow.
you guys. Always a gift.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And you're also going to be going to a spa if you want, right down the block for a very inexpensive rate. It's all in the bag.
Thank you.
So-
Thank you.
Anyway, so let's talk. Let's start with you, my dear, the nursing home warrior.
Yes. Yeah. So nursing homes right now are going through a really difficult time because we're not allowed to have visitors inside the nursing home. And right now there's a lot of depression, weight loss, falls, increase in psychiatric medications because the residents are longing for their family members. So right now, could I mention the
You could mention anything you want.
Oh, so I just want to say that because Governor Cuomo has put in that there's no visitation inside the nursing home since March, it has now been 10 months that these residents have not been or seen their family. So what that means is there's a lot of people in the nursing home who not only are losing weight and who are sad and falling, also, and I'm not talking about any specific or particular nursing home, let me make that clear. There's definitely more abuse that goes on as far as neglect
Oh,
because the families are not there to advocate at the doorway.
Right.
So when there's families in the nursing home, they're usually saying, my mom has to go to the bathroom or my mom needs to be changed or my mom is in pain or something like that. None of that is happening right now.
Has the rules changed with staffing of the buildings? Like, are you still at the staff levels as you were prior to COVID?
We are. Some nursing homes, though, since a lot of us have a lot of empty beds, have cut back on staffing. The particular nursing home I work at has not done that, so we have the same amount of staff. Unfortunately, we have a lot of empty beds, though.
Right.
We lost over 50 residents when this happened, and we haven't been able to put them back into the nursing home yet.
Are people coming in? I mean, are you getting new like subacutes? Or are you getting what's more of the business now, the long term, or are you getting some people just for rehab?
The new admissions are mostly rehab.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not many long term. A lot of them turn into long term care after they've come to rehab. There's one particular family which completely breaks my heart. They came before COVID. The wife was there every single day, fed her husband, took care of him, thought he was coming home, found out that the level of care was way too much and wasn't able to do that. So she ended up putting him into long-term care. Again, every single day she was there, she took care of him, made sure he had his medication, he ate, everything. COVID happened. She wasn't allowed to visit. He died 2 weeks later.
That's unbelievable. But it's going on. I mean, it
is Governor Cuomo's fault for not allowing these family
thank
members
you,
to get in.
Governor Cuomo.
Yeah, thank you so much. Greatly appreciated.
And that also goes to people in the hospital right now.
Well, some hospitals don't allow visitation, but there are hospitals within the last year that did allow visitation.
Not now.
Okay, so right now, horrible
See, like, that makes a patient even more upset
and confused.
and depressed.
Horrible.
And that's the part that's wrong, and that should be changed.
Yes.
Well, it goes deeper than that. I mean, Cuomo made a bunch of mistakes, but it's not a show of Cuomo. I mean, allowing healthy people to have people that were with COVID come into their building is a tragedy. So even before that, but again, we could spend hours on
bad things, right?
Yeah,
exactly. Let's talk about the positive.
Going
But
forward, like now having COVID patients in the nursing home is not like it was in March and April, because now we know what COVID is. We know what it looks like. We know how to treat it. We know how to put the residents in different areas. When it first happened and the governor allowed the nursing home residents to come back into the nursing home with COVID, we really still didn't know what COVID was.
So medically, everything's changed.
Not medically, not so much medically, but infection control wise.
Okay.
So we're very in tune with the infection control and how to not spread it from room to room, changing our PPE, stuff like that. And the Department of Health that comes into nursing homes all the time, like several times within the last year, just to check on that.
That's good.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some positives, right?
Well, not because of Governor Cuomo.
No.
well, I could see that you were definitely not happy with him.
No, and either are the thousands of family members that now don't have their loved ones because they died because
Right.
of COVID and they weren't able to be with them, or all the other residents who are now in a nursing home and cannot see their loved ones.
I have a member of my club right now. Actually, she called me yesterday and said, I haven't seen my mother in 2 months. She's failing. I don't know what to do. They won't let me in. And lucky if she can get to the window to just wave.
Have you guys had the vaccinations? Anything positive?
The vaccinations, we got them in December. We haven't seen any change, though, in residents. We still have COVID people coming up, COVID positive.
Coming in, or the people that were there with the...
We won't accept them if they're COVID positive.
Okay.
We only accept them when they're COVID negative at this point. But people in our building, once you have one positive COVID patient, we have to test the whole building. That's 300 patients. And the staff gets tested twice a week. So once there's one of any of us, we have to test the whole entire building again. So people are popping up.
Jeez.
Yeah. And you remember that these are elderly people. And here we're going into their room with PPE on, face mask, goggles. We're like aliens walking into these patients' rooms.
Mhm.
They don't know who we are. They can't see our faces. They can't hear us because we have a mask over our face. They can't read our lips. It's probably one of the most, in 32 years in nursing homes, is the most heartbreaking experience I've ever had.
So how do you deal with it? Do you have to, do they have any kind of, person on board that when you're having a stressful day that you could talk to? Do they do that for the employees?
They don't, which wouldn't be a bad idea. But luckily enough that I have a lot of friends in my building, and we just sit down and.
So you have your little round tables and
Yes,
talk
yeah.
and all that.
Are you permitted to do activities? Can you bring people in for music or anything?
No one is allowed into the nursing home. not even a beautician. So a lot of people need haircuts right now and need to be shaved. But you're allowed to have in the day rooms in some facilities, depending on the amount of COVID that's in your building, 10 people at a time. That means 9 residents or 8 residents, 1 recreational therapist,
Oh,
and a nurse's aide. They have to be 6 feet apart and they have to wear a mask. And again, very difficult for the elderly population to sit 6 feet apart from me, hear what I'm saying, understand what I'm saying, and be able to engage in an activity.
and the thing is those are people that work at your facility. And forget
Yes.
about the people like on the side. I do a lot of that. I go into places and, do talks about positivity, about books, things like that, how to write a book. And I can't do that anymore. So that part of my business is, you know, not good right now.
All right. So some nursing homes allow people to visit.
Window visits or patio visits, depending on the amount of COVID that's in your building.
All right. Because I visited a resident in the cafeteria, which was designated.
Right.
Yeah, that was an area probably a little bit bigger than this.
Mhm,
And I was 2 of these tables away
mhm.
and I was allowed 20 minutes.
Right.
So again, rules for different
Horrible.
buildings.
Yeah.
But I accomplished what we needed to speak about. But again, the setup was not like
No.
it was.
Was this a loved one?
No, this was a family I was trying to help.
Okay, because it's really hard for these people to come in and not hug their mothers.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
Hug their fathers,
absolutely. Are you
it's
kidding?
extremely difficult for these people not to run up to their mother that they haven't seen in 3 months and say, "Mom, I love you,"
And the grandkids and
and the great grandchildren that they're missing.
No, it's
Their
it's
spouses.
it's heartbreaking.
So have you seen any with the shot in you said it was December?
It's December 21st. My place
Now
had it.
people that come in, you're giving people coming in shots themselves, or
No, so you have to put like you have to ask the government for a certain amount of vaccinations that you want, and then you make a date. So it's not like someone who comes in today is not going to get vaccinated. They had to be at that nursing home at that
particular
time,
day,
and
wow.
then they have to be there for the second one.
or they miss completely.
If they miss the second one, we do allow them to come back, but we send them through a back way, get them a COVID test first.
Right. Interesting.
Mm.
It's
So
not
none
so
of this
easy.
stuff's.
So now, because you're on the other side of the tracks here. I mean, ABC Healthcare.
So what I do is
Let's talk about what you do.
so the woman that I help. So if someone goes into a nursing home historically in the past, a year ago, and they need assistance on finding a next stop, a next home, an assisted living, that's what my business is. I help families find care for their loved ones. So I have contracts with about 90% of all the assisted livings in the tri-state. And I've personally been to almost every one of them multiple times.
Well, you're traveling all over the place. You're always in that car.
I did 4,000 miles in September. Just
You
In
did?
1 month.
in 1 month. Crazy.
Crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah. But so my business has come to a screeching halt because, I can't get the social workers to refer to me. I had a nice little run right before lockdown, but nothing since. Maybe 3 or 4 move-ins the whole year. Because people are, and I get it. I get the whole thing. No one's going to move mom and dad into a building that they can't see them. So I hope they find a good home care agency and it works there. And I get it. But till this gets back to somewhat normal, and people are moving into an assisted living knowing they're not going to visit their loved ones.
Yeah,
It's very tough.
Well, I guess those people are the people that have no choice. They can't take care of them
But
right
they
now.
do in assisted livings. They do have an outside tent. They do have window visits through a screen. I mean, they do have something that you can a little bit more user friendly than what's going on into
Right.
the nursing homes. And they should maybe follow suit with that because psychologically, it's more of a loss if they can't be stimulated.
Right. So the nursing home, we get money, Medicare, Medicaid money. Assisted living isn't it private pay?
Private pay.
So we follow a different set of rules,
Yeah.
unfortunately. So if we can talk to Governor Cuomo and let him know that this is absolutely atrocious what he is doing to the population of people who live in a nursing home, then maybe he could we should follow more of a model of the assisted living.
Because there hasn't been a spike with visits just
No,
like that.
there hasn't.
And again, the benefit is mentally they're going to be a lot more happier.
Of course. Well, depression is very serious right now. And I think all the government money that they're going to spend on this COVID, they're going to be spending a lot of money on counselors for depression.
I wonder where that is in the scheme of things.
Well, I'll tell you that when we have depression, we are giving people antidepressive medication,
which is really
which
that's
is-
what they need
it's a
to get the
Band-Aid.
yeah,
Not
it's a
really
band aid, but it gets
but-
the kick. It gives them that kick to get started.
Okay, but they're still really sad.
And
They
it's- and
still
it's-
are
Yes.
sad because their family's not there. So
It's not.
Maybe
it's,
they're
it's
not
the
crying.
underlying. It's not.
It's
Really
a band
helping
aid,
them.
right?
It's a
Mhm.
band-aid. It's so superficial because that's not the problem. If you want to solve the problem, Governor, we have to allow family members to see their loved ones. And no one's saying that these family members should not be tested, and nobody's saying that they should not wear PPE and that they should not follow a certain set of rules.
They're adults,
We're not
right?
saying you just go in and let anybody in. But that being said, I can't tell you how many of my residents are dying alone.
Mm.
That's
Literally alone. And I will tell you though that you do not have to get a COVID test after the person has died. You could come in and view the body. You can just come in and view the body. You don't need a COVID test. You have to wear PPE. And you also don't need a COVID test to see somebody who is dying. So if someone's at the last stage of hospice, like literally on their last breath,
They'll permit you in.
you're allowed to come in without a COVID test.
So it sounds like there's a lot of things that need to change.
None of it makes sense. There is no law and order here. It is all just confetti. Pretty much that's all it is a bunch of confetti thrown in the air.
I like that confetti.
That's how I think
But
of it.
you're saying in your term the word confetti means like fucked up.
100%. Well, yeah, I didn't know if I was allowed to say that word, but
Well-
that's my favorite word.
Well, I think it's
All right, let's call a spade a spade.
yeah, no, I mean, so no, they're not allowed in, but again, you can view the dead body if you want.
so sad.
Disgusting.
Oh boy. Well, let's hope that. Well, they say that things. We have our new administration coming. Let's just hope for the best of things that are going to change. We need some politicians to stand up for the seniors, stand up for
That's the
all
big
of
thing.
this
Someone
that's
just
going
has to-
on.
There has to be a little bit of a risk factor to see. All right, let's use a certain 10 buildings as an example.
Mhm.
And people would take that chance if
Families will take that chance.
in a minute, because even the 80-year-old grandma wants to say, listen, I want to see somebody.
Right.
And
You
they
know?
have even said to me, the elderly in the nursing home, if I got COVID from seeing my
It doesn't
whatever, I
matter.
don't care.
Right.
At this point, it's the end of my
They
life.
would rather see them.
I want to see my family.
Than
Right. Which is kind of
I want to see my family member.
And I think we're all there too.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
Right. No, it's true. I haven't seen my beautiful grandchildren, my two daughters, since way before Thanksgiving. I spent Christmas alone.
Well, that's crazy.
It was. I mean, I did go out and sit at a bar for 4 hours, and I
ordered
had
food.
I had Christmas Eve and ate with the bartender. That's something I never did in my life.
Yeah.
I really
You
haven't. But
probably weren't alone.
yeah, no, there was a lecture, a lot of people, but totally socially distanced, and actually, everybody was talking about the same thing because everyone had the same issue.
Yeah,
You know, because today, if you have children in your family, like my nieces who have little kids, they're like, "You're not coming over. You're not coming over. We're not opening the door."
I
And
think they're more scared because you're older.
yes, they're
Then-
scared for
then-
you,
And we're not really scared for the young kids because they're very resilient.
right?
So, but it's a risk that
Right. And I understood it, but again, wasn't easy. And now like birthdays, I have a birthday Sunday. It's a parade. Roll down the window, throw out the gift. That's basically what we do on Sunday for the kids' birthdays.
so that's
Right.
going to start all over again.
Yeah,
The
well,
drive-by
uh,
birthdays?
because they're worried about the second wave of this thing that's coming.
Aren't we going to keep worrying about next year's when it mutates and then again and again? Like, when is it going to end?
And do you know how many books have been written because of the COVID? Because we at the Breakfast Club also publish books.
Oh.
So a lot of books are being written, either children's books, how to stay away, how not to get sick. My sister wrote 2 books. They're on.
Well, that's a positive.
Yes, no, this is all positive
The
things.
governor wrote a book too.
Did he?
Yeah, the
He won an
governor wrote a
Emmy.
book. And he won an Emmy. And the governor wrote a book during a pandemic when he should have been
Working a little harder.
working a little bit harder on saving the elderly. He was instead writing a book.
Whoa.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the truth.
But the positives are, people are writing stories.
Right.
People have more time. People are doing things they've
I
never done
watched
before.
Netflix.
Netflix
Yeah,
for the
for-
first time in my life.
What would you
Mhm.
watch?
Uh, Orzak? No.
Or is that something like that? Yeah, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I forgot the name. I say Orzak because of the nursing home down the street, but loved it.
Well, we just
Love it.
had the movie star on Gravesend on the show. Peter Gordio, big guy, strong, a lot of muscles. And now I'm watching that, and I never did
It's a
before.
shame you have to watch that.
I like Italian shows.
There you go.
You know
The
that.
Italian shows. Okay.
Yeah, I like the Italian shows, the mafia shows. But you know, people are doing a lot of more things that they never used to do. That's the bottom line.
I think it's great when I sit in my house and I see all these people walk around in front of my house. They're just doing, around the block. I don't know who these people are. And they're coming out of their house walking, which is great. But it's funny, been living there 20 years, I'm like,
And you don't know your neighbors.
I don't know them. I don't know them. I don't
Yeah,
know
that's sad, really. But
but they,
you're working all the time
well,
usually,
that
right?
and I'm always out.
Nursing home patients have to stay in their room most of the time.
Yeah, it's a
That's the
good.
worst.
You know, it's a.
Throwing that out there.
I
Yeah,
know.
no, I
You know,
mean,
let's not
you're
forget they're
no,
literally
you're
staying in their room in
talking the
isolation.
truth. You're talking the
Yeah.
truth,
And a lot of people don't know what's going on in the nursing home. They literally can't leave their room sometimes for 14 days after admission because we have to find out if they have COVID or not.
Same with the assisted living. So they come in and they're with a negative test, as you have to come as a negative test. But then they have to quarantine for an additional, I think now it's 10.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I thought it
Right.
was
We're still
more. Yeah.
14.
So 14, so 10 to 14. But you're like, wait a second, you just had a test.
Oh, no. How about this? How about when they go to the hospital, they get tested again, and then they get admitted, and then they need another negative to come back to your place, and then they're quarantined again for 14 more days. So literally, they
Just
are
isolation.
never out of it. Right.
Well,
It's
isolation
kills.
adds to
Right.
depression, death, the
And
D's, the D
fall,
words.
People
Yeah.
fall because of it because they're what I could go on for the next.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You're laughing because you know I can.
No, I
Well, he's
listen,
on the other side, but
no,
he
I'm
gets
totally
it.
agreeing with you. Everything that you said, again, the whole world has stopped, and no one's really taking blame for some of the things that they can fix now.
Governor
right.
Cuomo.
But again, if we just let people visit or do something outside, it's again, put a mask on both people.
Exactly. They need fresh air.
Yeah.
Definitely.
They need fresh
Just
air.
think of yourself when you're cooped in, at home. If you don't go out,
Or my car.
Well, I used, me, I live in my car, so. But
No,
my
you're
car,
right.
did you notice it's clean? Did you notice my new car?
I saw it was white last time.
Yeah,
it was white.
exactly. And it's clean and it's organized. It's my office. My car is my office.
Yeah.
But actually, it's good. I leased a car first time in my life.
Well, that's
It's,
good.
yeah,
Did
it's
you
a lot
enjoy
better.
it?
Oh, I love it because now I don't get stuck. I don't get lost. Greg talked me into leasing the car. I was afraid, but he basically took me to the dealer and said, "You're doing
Sign
it." And I did. I did. So, but it was the best thing I ever did because it was my first brand new.
So when you were home these last couple of months, did you ever just go for a ride for the day?
Oh, every
Every
day.
Right.
I used to get yelled at. Yeah, my daughter checks on me. She watches my Facebook. So if she sees me out, then I get in doo-doo.
So Life 360, it's the app where you know where people are.
Oh, that she didn't put on my
so I
phone.
put it on my mom's phone and she got rid of it because she didn't like that.
You were following up, watching
I knew
her.
when she left the house. I knew when she went to the store. I know what store she went to.
Yeah, that
She wasn't very happy about that.
No, well, so you were calling your mother a lot then, probably,
I
right?
call her a lot anyway.
Yeah, well, so do
Right.
I. My daughter and I talk a lot too.
That's great.
But no, it's the greatest thing in the world because she lives in Maryland, So
You haven't gone down once?
not since I haven't seen her since my birthday, August 11th.
Wow.
Yeah, which for me that's a lot. That's I'm Italian. You got to see the kids. You got to do it.
Didn't you just say your birthday is
August 11th.
at the beginning? Didn't you say your birthday was like
Saturday.
Saturday?
No, we have a birthday here.
Oh.
No,
I let that go by too. I thought she's double dipping
I'm
on a
like, what is
birthday.
no, I'm a Leo. August 11th.
Here, let me have my cookies back.
Yeah, so you brought me cake,
No, I bought you cannoli.
panoli cookies.
Yes.
Oh, you're a
And
sweetheart. I
olive.
have something for you too. A little remembrance of the last time you were on the show.
Oh,
We look like we're in a white city or something.
That's a little white. Yeah. It was cold that day.
Look at that, how cute. We were outside. It was so
It
cold.
was freezing that day.
So I made you a little frame
Thank you.
and I figured you could put it in your car.
I will put it on in my desk.
Because,
in my office.
I hang pictures in my car, people that I like.
All right.
Yeah. You're not
You're
in there
in.
yet, but now,
Now I'm in.
yeah, I got
I'm in.
panoli cookies. What the hell?
All right.
So now you have a website that we can pull up your website?
Yes. So for anybody that needs questions, about assisted living. I also would help with veterans benefits if they had questions about that, or even people that might be asking about Medicaid down the road. It's abceldercare.net.
Okay, so now, okay,
ABC.
this was something I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't know that you helped veterans.
Oh yeah, because a lot of times they're on the cusp, and they didn't realize, as you know, in the nursing home, that additional fund for the veterans benefits
Mhm.
can make a huge difference. So if you're a couple, you can get up to $2,300 a month additional funding if you
Pay for
qualify
your.
for assisted living.
I didn't know that.
Or if you're the actual veteran, it's $1,800, and these are round numbers. That's per month.
What about if your husband is deceased and
$1,180 if you're the spouse
of somebody who
who
was
is a veteran.
and that can go towards assisted living?
Yes, it's
Wow.
called aid and attendance. So it's for the care package of it.
So do you know of any assisted livings that really focus on dementia?
Well, there's some really good ones. The Sunrises, I think, are probably one of the best.
Okay. And what do they have there that's so
So-
great as far for the dementia patients?
It's the way that their corporate structure is. They have a closed environment, so it's a locked
a locked unit.
lock unit, but they do a lot more activities and they're smaller. Some of these buildings that say, "Oh, we have 65, dementia beds," that's a lot,
Way too many.
way too many. So I kind of like the Sunrise because it's a little bit smaller, and there's some other ones out there that are even smaller, which are nice.
And when they are in their own apartment, I guess, because this is just somebody go in and
So my mom had Alzheimer's.
okay.
All right. So what we did was we took her living room and bedroom, every picture, every little gadget, we moved it into her room. So when she walked in, literally, I remember this, my neck standing up. She's like,
It's a
"I'm
good
home."
idea.
Right.
The paintings, the walls, everything was just like it was her apartment. And she was very comfortable. Because again, if you fall into a good routine, the transition's very easy. If you don't get in that routine, it's a bumpy road. So by just making her feel comfortable in her own room was a big thing for us. So I learned a lot about that. And I learned a lot just having my mom have Alzheimer's and my father had dementia. Two different things. But
Wow, they both had something.
yes,
That had to be tough on you.
my dad was actually, my mom passed away first, which is unusual. A woman passes away versus a male. But then my dad had a little bit of a stroke and then it just hit him. And he was just, both were lovely people. They weren't aggressive. They weren't screaming. They weren't, confrontational. My dad didn't like his medicine, so he spit them out a little bit, as you probably know all the time. But I learned a lot, but getting them in a routine
That was the best
was
thing.
the biggie.
So
And
Discipline.
when they're home, when they're in their room alone, though, how do we keep them safe? The residents that suffer from dementia.
well, again, people need to come in and check on them.
Okay.
I
the
also
doors
s-
are unlocked.
Yes.
Okay.
So they always leave them open, but they always kind of encourage them to come out because it's a common area. So let's say we're in the bedroom and the door's here, and then the common area is right here. So they're always inviting them to come out. And there's music, which is such a big thing. If you don't find a assisted living that plays music, then it's probably not the best dementia unit because that brings them to a whole different level,
Mhm.
Hmm.
and it just calms them. It brings them back to memories that they've had 100 years ago.
Right.
A special song or a smell that you remember,
Right.
And that's what it's like.
Well, I know a lot of them bring, entertainment in up until now because I worked in assisted living. I worked at one of those places
I
for
know.
7 days. The story's in my book. I did not do well because when you are like one of those people that are supposed to entertain the seniors, you have to do everything from A, B, C, D, E, including running the movie theater, getting the walkers out of the way, and the entertainment, doing the crossword puzzles, and you have to do it alone with 4 elevators. And so I didn't make it. I lasted 7 days, but I liked it. But they thought I was a resident.
But
Most
as
of
you
the
know, it
residents.
takes a special angel to do that stuff because you got to find the right person that has to deal with 12, 15 people at once.
They even made me do shalom shalom and cut the bread. I'm not kidding.
Right.
That's why I lasted 7 days. Would you believe that?
Were you good at it?
Well, I don't like serving drinks. They wanted me to serve everybody wine in glasses, not paper cups.
Wait,
Really?
wait.
This
That's
was
just
it's called the
strange.
White House of Assisted Livings. It's in Northern Boulevard. It's in Roslyn.
I know that one.
And so I worked there for 7 days
Now
and
they go to
I
they went
failed.
to plastic now.
Yeah.
Well, because that's
They have to now. But the Shalom Shalom, I learned how to do it every Friday.
All right.
But again, these are things that those jobs are really for the young, but you're not supposed to say that. I'm a advocate for, 50 plus. So I said to them, well, they said, could you handle it? I'm like, yeah, I could handle it. Well, 7 days
Damn,
later,
it really
I
is.
couldn't
It takes a
have.
special person to kind of deal with that.
It's like the Love Boat. When you work in a place like that, it's like the Love Boat.
And it really is. It's a cruise ship. Assisted livings are a cruise ship.
That's Julie McCoy.
Yes, I was, but like I said, they thought I was a resident because I used to dress very nicely and chit chat with the people, and that's what I thought the job was. I
Right.
thought the job was, making everybody happy, walking around, giving them cookies, talking, but it wasn't. And when I found that out, when they asked me to move tables and chairs, I'm like, that's it. I can't do this.
But you did the crossword puzzles and you did the
Yes.
news
For 7
All right.
days.
7 days. 7 days. But, it was fun. And it's a chapter in my book. So it was the name of that chapter is The Love Boat.
I like it.
So anyway, but I think what you both do is very important. And in this time right now, this is even to know that people know they are going to maybe have to put their parent in a facility. Call this man. He can help you.
It's also nice too because I understand which places have a little bit more leniencies, which places might have a heated outside tent. And I'll do all the legwork for the families because, like you said, it's private pay. So they have, like in Sunrise, they have this beautiful screened-in area. So now they're kind of making those rooms for visits. So they have the ability. But again, under the rules of New York,
So tough.
so different, and it really does break your heart if you have a loved one.
And you probably, from what I heard, you actually put the people in your car and take them.
Yes. I've
Yeah,
done
I
that.
mean, can you imagine? That's really very nice service that you offer. Do you get them panoli cookies too?
Sometimes I buy them lunch.
He's a
Sometimes I
star.
take them out for a glass of wine.
Jeez, he's a star.
Because honestly, there's one little lady that she was in a wheelchair, and I would have to pick her up, put her in my front seat, take the wheelchair, put it in the back, and she was totally with it, but her body was just falling apart. And so she said, "Can you please take me to lunch one day?"
Oh,
And I'm like, "Sure."
Of course.
And we're in Great Neck at the Turtle or something. I don't remember the restaurant, but she says, "Can I have a glass of Chablis?"
Chablis.
Chablis.
What is that?
And that's what I said. I'm
I
like,
think it's
this,
like
my
white wine or
grandmother had
something.
that, but they gave her a little Chardonnay or something. But yeah, what you
Yeah.
do.
But that's that's
But
all
you can't-
about bonding too with your client and all that.
But you
That's
get it. I mean,
important.
you see your mom and dad die, and you want them.
Yeah.
It's not all
Yeah.
about the money sometimes.
No.
No.
Well, look it.
No,
It's
about the
not.
money.
It's all about life every day. Especially now, people are really starting to realize that life is short. Do what you want now, because tomorrow you don't know what it brings. And I think a lot of people have a renewed attitude about life. Do you? What do you think about that?
I'm. It's difficult because I'm.
You see too much?
I see too much, and my day has not changed because of COVID. I still go to work every day. I still do the same thing. Like my life literally has
Hasn't
not
changed.
at all.
Mm.
So for me, it's hard to say that there's been any change. It's just, if anything, like I said before, this is the saddest time I've ever seen in
Yeah.
nursing homes, and it's just difficult to watch.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. I mean, when you leave, I mean, do you head for the bar?
Wine sales are up.
Yeah, I know. Wine sales are up. Food is up. Not that restaurants are doing great, but some of them are doing okay. Sure. What's the question?
Park Avenue Extended Care in, I believe that
Isn't
that's
that Long
in
Beach?
Massapequa.
Oh,
Isn't that
Massapequa.
in Massapequa? So if you're asking about a specific nursing home, I will tell you that prior to COVID, I would tell you to only go into a nursing home that you're going to visit. So whether it's close to work or it's close to home, you want to show up all the time at all hours of the day. You want to make surprise visits. But since there is COVID now, it's really difficult. So you have to be in touch with the people, the key people. So it would be the director of food service, the director of social work, the director of recreation, the director of nursing, the director of nutrition. Those are the people you want to have their emails and you want to have a dialogue with, because those are the people who are going to tell you what's really going on in the nursing home. As far as the facility itself, Oh,
That's what I thought. That's what I thought it
okay.
was. Long Beach.
I haven't been. Is that the one on the water?
No, no, that's the assisted living.
No, there's one on the water right on the end, like
Oh,
by
on the-
Lincoln Street. Okay. Anyway, so I don't know specifically what you're asking me about that nursing home, but I will tell you that you should get in contact, have the email addresses of, and always email. I don't know if I said that before. Have a written documentation of what you've asked and who has answered you. And I would also find out who the owner of these nursing homes are that your family goes to, because you want to also put them on the email as well. Nothing more than if a owner hears or sees something that they don't like, they're going to be the first ones to want to change, and they're going to get it changed.
Well, and that's good advice because that's with anything in life.
Yeah.
First thing I do if I'm not happy is I go to the corporate office,
Always.
make the phone call,
Always.
and I make the phone call at night. You know why? Because the secretary has to give the boss that message.
Right.
All right, you're not going to get the boss on the line anyway if you call during the day.
Right.
She may just blow you off on the phone and pass you to someone else. But if you leave that CEO a message, the secretary has to give it to him.
That's why I always say email. There's always a written record.
Well, that too, yeah.
So important.
But I mean, either way, I mean, you got to go to the corporate office to get results.
I think when they're asking about certain buildings, there's always strengths and weaknesses. So again, until she says what
the issue is.
yeah, I mean, every place has.
I mean, the
The
food
good-
is not great in any nursing home. I'm
Well,
gonna
that's
put
very
that out there
true.
right
That
now.
is true.
But do you have an idea? This is an interesting thing that people didn't know, but as the director of nutrition, I do know how much money per day we allocate for a resident for food
Per day,
per day.
I would
That's
say.
breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks.
Okay, are you saying that you're cheap or that you're over?
Take a guess.
And then I'll say it.
Take a guess.
All right, I'll take a guess. $65 a day.
$65 a day.
6.
Between $6 and $9 a day.
$6?
$9 would be is way
Way
over
high.
budget.
Well, you
$9,
know.
right?
How did I
$9
know?
Way
But isn't
over
that?
budget.
But isn't that? It's startling.
That
But
could give you a perspective.
That gives me
of-
the idea that they're not fed.
No, they're fed. Oh no. By all means, they're fed, but the quality is not so
You know,
great.
Shit.
some of the nicer assisted livings that they're doing more now, and it is a cost savings, is diner style seatings. So when people come in, historically there was a breakfast serving.
Mhm.
So from 7 to 9:30 is breakfast. So the cook would just make trays of eggs and stuff, and a lot of waste because they didn't really eat a lot.
Right.
So now they're realizing, well, I cook one egg over easy on a piece of toast for Mrs. Smith. That's a savings because she'll eat it.
Mhm.
So some of these places are actually catching on.
Right. Because
But,
yeah.
Yeah, that number is staggering.
Nobody.
Mm,
Or if not more, that's not in New York. On Long Island, they're way more than that. Yeah,
I
they're a lot
would-
more than that.
I had a gentleman who was over 14,000.
Yeah,
Because what happens is there's two types of facilities. There's the all inclusive, which is a one price for everything, care included,
Mhm.
and then there's the a la carte. Right. So again, they'll give you the room, but then medication management, toileting, shower, they add $1.
Housekeeping, everything. They
So
just keep adding it on.
You have to, again, that's why you have to understand this what the buildings, the options are.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
what we do. We kind of tell you what's your budget,
Right.
care, geographic, and budget.
Right. Well, my sisters and I, we say, when we get to that point, we all want to go to the same place in Connecticut and just put us in a room, because when we get to that point, we want to bother people. And now, plus, our kids aren't going to do for us what we did for our parents. Let's face it.
Well, they may not. They may not have the means.
No, but today's generation of kids, guess what?
They're not going to help us.
They'll help you, but they're not gonna change their life to take care of you like we did.
No.
Think about it. Think of your son or whatever.
I drove
up
to 7 hours.
I love my
to see
daughter,
my
but-
parents because they were in Maryland. So during the week, I would visit twice a month, but I would drive sometimes traffic 7 hours just to visit them. And then I get mad when families call me up and I go, well, you can't afford Garden City, but if we go to the next town over, that's 15 minutes away. I'm like,
Yeah.
Well, the old people don't want to move.
it's like,
Or how about when I have family members that say, well, when we want to convert them to long-term care, and I'll say, well, do they have any? I don't say it, but we have the conversation. Like if they have assets, it's going to have to go to the nursing home. Then that's my inheritance.
Right.
But-
They don't want it.
But
Exactly.
What do you mean? Like, isn't it about taking care of your family member? No, that's my inheritance.
Well, if they're smart enough, that would have been taken care of way before they went in the nursing home.
way before.
Which
Those
is
are the
years.
put in
conversations
trust.
you
5
have
years.
to you have
Right.
to have. You have to
Yes.
have this, and it's 3 years now for veterans.
Okay.
So there wasn't any look backs over 2 years ago. It was almost immediate, and all the veterans would. It was a great benefit, and they shouldn't be. a
That
look
is
back,
great. Yeah.
You know, but now there's a 3-year look back.
Yeah. Well, now to get Medicare community, there's going to be a look back. That was never that way. This year they changed it.
Was that
'cause-
the governor that changed?
Well, I don't know who changed it, but
I'm just
used to be
throwing
that
out there.
if you wanted to stay home and have community Medicaid,
Right.
you could.
I know another law is the family members get paid. I don't know enough
Yes.
about that one.
Yes,
yet
that's
either.
very good actually,
Yeah, I don't know how that works.
because they
I don't
get
know how it
paid
works,
to
but
take
yeah,
care of
they
it.
get
There's
paid
a
for the
place
home
you can
ones.
register.
certain home care agencies.
Yes.
Well, you have to, abide by the rules.
Of
Of course,
course,
but
yes.
there's certain things to get you on that.
Right.
that-
Mhm.
I always say home is the best place for somebody.
Yes, but that is very stressful. And if that person at home is the one taking care of them and they're not well, then what do you do?
I didn't say it was easy. It's just.
If you have bucks, you could hire people to do it. But if you don't,
But
what
if
do you
I
do?
have $10,000, $15,000 a month to put them in assisted living, I can pay $15,000 to have someone.
And,
at
and,
home.
and I agree with you. I think if you can find an angel to come home and be
Good
in
luck
your
with
home,
that.
right? But understand, that person, that caregiver has their life, right?
Well, the
So-
life goes away when you do that. Your life,
Right,
it's
but
you
if-
don't
but if
matter.
You're
I
bringing
mean,
someone in to watch somebody.
Yes.
Understand a snow day, a sick day.
Mhm.
So you have to have backup. So the other thing that I'm always not trying to educate my families on is being social. So if you're going to be in the home with that caregiver, it's one-on-one. I'd much rather have someone sit in the lobby and be stimulated with people walking by.
well, that's true, and
That's
they
your
have more.
personality.
Yes.
Because
Right.
mine would be leave me alone. I'm good. Give me my Netflix. Give me a puzzle.
Yeah, I'd
I'm
be the
okay.
opposite. I need to be around people.
100% I could see
But
that.
again, you
I
could
would-
be, you
I-
could
I'd be
just
fine
be,
by
you
myself.
could just close yourself off, and it's depressing there too.
Yeah.
But
You know,
again, this is-
everybody
this-
is.
this-
Yes,
yeah, there's
it's
a
a
yin and a
different.
yang.
Yin and a yang.
But that's why
Right.
you have to speak to someone like you so you can find out their personal
Right.
preferences and then you can help direct them into where they
Because I
are.
have a
Well-
lot of friends that I'll say, listen, all right, you may want to go home care. And if that doesn't work, then call me back.
Well,
Right.
Jeff is like a resource for anybody out there.
Yeah.
If you have the thought of putting someone in a facility, if you want it to be the right thing, if you want personal care, attention from him to make sure you're making the right decision, this
And-
is the
Call.
man.
And take someone to lunch.
And lunch.
And
Yeah.
a drink.
Yeah. Hey, and look at his
Chablis.
personality. And look how
Only-
nice he
only
dresses.
Chablis.
Yeah, on a pink shirt today. I
Well,
like
it's a-
that.
It's a
Pink-
hug day.
It's a hug day.
It's a hug day.
Speaking of
Can you do
hugs,
that?
okay, this is what it says. Did you know? Because I always do a do you know. Did you know that we need 4 hugs a day for survival? We need 8 hugs a day for maintenance. And we need 12 hugs a day for growth. Did you know that?
No, but I can tell you that no one in the nursing home is getting that. Thank you, Governor Cuomo.
I'm more depressed now.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
no.
really
No, but hugging
Wow.
is important.
hugging's
Well, first
great,
of all,
hugging's great.
first of all, I like a hug to be like
A real
not
hug.
just a minute. I mean, 3
Like
minutes.
you can feel it.
Well, Greg's a hugger. And one day he's going to be opening up a charity called
Hugs.
Hugs for the World. Yeah, we had it. He started working on it. We just didn't get to it yet because COVID stunted everybody in so many
It's
things.
going to get better.
Of
Positive.
course it
It's
is.
gonna
I'm
get
a
better.
positive person. Look, I'm still smiling, right? I'm
Yeah.
still standing.
Yeah.
I did do the COVID pounds. I mean, we all did that, didn't we? Everybody gained, not you. See, you're
No, I
gorgeous.
did.
Gained a little weight through
I
COVID
worked,
because you're
And I
home.
still ate.
And for whatever it is, you put on the popcorn, you have the ice cream in the freezer, and you
wine-
stop
the
at the
wine at night.
bakery, the wine.
Chevrolet.
Chablis.
Yeah. So it is what it is. But even at the Breakfast Club, if you ever are looking for people to take care of your elderly patient, we get calls for that. We get calls at the Breakfast Club for everything different. So we just got a call. Someone needed someone to go in and make breakfast for the lady and keep her company for 2 hours, 3 hours a day.
That's
like a
nice.
companion.
Yeah, so we
Mm.
do those kinds of different kinds of silly jobs because most of the people are retired or 50 and up, and they don't want to go back to corporate America, and they're not going to get in corporate America again because they won't hire you, which is what my book's about. Life over 50. But we have great people.
Depressing.
No, it's not depressing
Yeah,
because,
they just turned 50. It's a little depressing.
oh, well, you don't look 50. Look at this gorgeous girl.
It's so depressing.
What'd you do for your 50th birthday?
COVID.
No, you did something, didn't you?
I actually put my pajamas on. My son put his pajamas on. We went to my mom's house and we hung out with my mom and my sister all day.
You didn't do something with the girls or your friends? Or, well, there's a thing in there you're going to read. You're going to do the spa treatment. And one day, when the COVID's over, you can go on Night of the Town. You know, you can look it up. We have a brand new program. It's called Couples Night Out or Girls Night Out. You start out with going to dinner at 2 very nice restaurants in the area. Then you go to the spa. You get a couples massage in the back or girls, you know, whatever. And from there, you come to G's and you do karaoke right there on the stage. And it's a group event for like, you know, 8 people. And it's
Are you gonna sing tonight? Before you
no,
leave?
there is karaoke tonight actually, but no, I'm not singing.
You're not singing tonight.
No, I like to sing, but I never get on the stage. Never. I like to watch everybody else.
All
You
right.
know, I sing in the bathroom, I sing in the shower, and I love to sing in the car. But I also cry in the car. Do you cry in the car?
No, but I sing in the car and I
Yeah.
sing in the car.
Yeah.
I have friends who are in a band, Dropping Like Flies, and I beg them to let me sing in it.
Well,
that-
why don't you tell them to give us a call because Greg brings bands on the
There you
weekend.
go.
Absolutely
You
will.
got them booked.
Dropping like flies. What's their name?
Bob,
Yeah,
Brennan.
Yeah, tell them to call
I
and
will.
speak to the girls and we'll
She's
connect you to
multitasking
Greg.
everything.
Yeah, no, it's
I
great.
do. I do
beg
everything.
him to let me sing. Beg.
And you could sing that night.
I
Greg
will-
would love to listen to you sing.
100%. I will definitely. If he comes, I am singing. So Bob,
Well,
if you hear me, I'm
Okay.
your lead
Well,
singer.
tomorrow night we have Jerry Ferretti, Mutant Kings Band. He's great. He's Elvis impersonator. He does everything. And then Saturday there's a very special party. You see all this decoration for a very special person that does a lot of the bookings here, and it's Mardi Gras party. So you have to come with a mask and the whole black dress
I
and
like
all
it.
that. Yeah. But again, normally it'd be 100 people, but it's only 50
No.
because and they don't allow anyone to dance. You have to have your mask on.
What?
No, because if
Dancing makes
Well,
you happy.
no, it's because of the COVID.
But why can't you dance?
Because that's what the cops say. If
Even
they
if we're 6 feet apart, we can't dance.
can, but basically, if the cops come in,
Like those
know.
guys come in.
yeah, you just really have to be careful,
Oh.
you know.
Okay. No
And so we
dancing.
do a lot of different things here. We had coffee with the cops 2 weeks ago,
Well, then they should let you dance.
and they came.
But you
No,
get to know
no,
them.
but that was on the show.
Okay.
We had coffee with the cops for the Breakfast Club
Oh.
in the morning. Oh, 3 weeks ago. Okay. Thank God for these kids. They know more than us. Yeah. That's right. And it was a lot of fun. It really was. And, you know, we got them to come, which is, you know, it's hard to get the commissioner of police to come.
That was big.
That's
Yeah,
big.
it was a good show. He's very nice, Patrick Ryan. Very, very nice man.
Did you get a card? PBA card?
Oh, I got it all.
But you can't dance. 6
But
feet.
don't dance.
Yeah, no. Well, they'll watch the show. Yeah, I got saved by the cops in Roosevelt Field because Roosevelt Field is nowhere to sit. So if you go into Roosevelt Field, you have to walk the whole mall without sitting.
There's no benches.
That's true.
No, they took
'em
everything away.
That's so true. Now that you say, well, you can sit by the eating place. That's the only place where you can sit. It's by the
Yeah, but that's way at the end.
Yeah.
So couldn't. I did so much walking that I had to sit on the planter, and because I have a little condition,
okay,
and the cop had to help me, and it was a whole story, and
was it a cop or a security guard?
it was a cop, and he got a big award right here on the show
Nice.
from his commissioner and everything. It was a great show. It's on our YouTube. You should watch it. It's very funny.
I
too.
will watch that.
Very funny. We have
I'll
different
watch this
things.
one too.
I want to see if there's any video of you sitting on the pot.
No, that part isn't there. No, but you know, basically, I have a lot of funny stories, and they all happen for a reason. And most of the time, I meet people in diners or
You're so shy.
Shopping.
So shy.
pizzerias.
Introvert.
Yeah.
The last show we had the model. I didn't know he was modeling underwear,
Oh.
but he said he was a model, and I met him in the pizzeria. I said, "Why don't you come on the show?" And one thing led to another, so I went to put his website up, and whoa. I couldn't believe it. He models underwear.
Just
But
so happened.
it did just so,
Whoops.
but he also models clothes.
Okay.
And he happens to live around the corner. And let me tell you, he got a lot of comments on that show. He was handsome. So we meet very different people in very different places. And that's like a gift. And this show is like networking live. So now you two have something in common.
Yes.
Yes.
And that's going to work for both of you, I
Yes.
think. And I have two other ladies that are going to come on soon that I'm going to introduce you to.
Sweet.
Yeah, because right now, this thing with, this is a big subject right now.
Yeah, I think it's not getting the coverage it should. I think millions of families are suffering,
Yes.
even if they're at home struggling just to what to do with them, and something has to
See, if
be
I had
addressed.
time, I don't have time because I always get myself involved in things. I think we need like a prohibition here, like all the seniors together one day, go stand in front of somebody's office,
Well, somebody,
Governor
politician.
Cuomo.
And say, look, let's do something about this. This is not fair.
No, it's not fair.
But I don't have time,
He
so I
won't even
can't
tell
do
us how many
it.
people died in nursing homes. He still has not come out with that number yet. How many people have died because of COVID in nursing homes? And if you listen to him when he does those, whatever you want to call them, during the day when they come up on my feed and I watch him talk, he doesn't talk about nursing home residents. Skips right over them.
no, it's tough.
Yeah, well, we realize that you are not happy with Governor Cuomo.
I am not happy with that.
Uh,
What? No, I'm good.
She's
Just
if
me.
you want to reach this wonderful warrior, you can contact me, and her prices are very, very good. And if you have a patient in the hospital that needs an advocate, you want to call this lady.
I love you.
And if you do call her, you do want her number, you can get her through me.
Absolutely.
And you know how to get me, everyone, on the show. And I'm sorry that Greg wasn't here to meet you. We'll have you back when Greg is here.
Thank you. I'd love
and
to come back.
yeah, and have the band dropping like flies.
Mhm.
Give us a call.
Yes, and I'm going to sing.
Yes, and you're going to sing.
That should be the intro
And
music.
actually, Jeff is going to come.
I will be there.
Jeff is going to come.
Jeff is going to come.
And if anyone out there knows Governor Cuomo and you'd like to have him call me personally,
I could make that happen.
can you?
I can. I know how to do things like that.
It'd be nice to have a round table.
Just make sure I'm handcuffed to something so I can't come up and strangle the man.
You're so calm, but you have a lot of
I have a lot of rage for him. I really
rage.
do. I have
R-A-G-E.
a lot of rage.
Rage.
If you know what, if you saw what I see every
Well,
single
because if
day,
you work it, you work
would
it
know
every
that these
single day.
People need to see their families. This is not a joke. This is not 2 weeks flat in the curve. This is 10 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. I look, I get it.
Oh, of course. Of course.
Well, we'll talk about that. If you're serious, I might be able to make that happen for you.
You'd be my god.
Not on the show, but just in general.
Oh, yes. I'd like to have a chat with him.
Yeah.
So would I. I'd like to be part of that.
You want to be part of it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, here you go. What am
There
I
you go.
getting for this then?
Um,
I'm getting
More-
dinner.
More viewers.
Or
Yes.
more Pinelli
Pounds of
cookies.
those.
I'll wash the car for you so it's always clean.
That's good. Well, my car is clean since I have a new one.
Chablis.
Chablis, no. Chocolate is good.
Okay.
Well, chocolate's good. Chocolate's always good.
I'm there.
That's too much. So, today's show is sponsored by the Tranquility Spa, which you're both going to. You have cards. You didn't go
Yes.
the last time, did you?
No.
No. So go this time. It's right around the corner.
All right.
And you call up, make an appointment. It's 1/3 the price of North Shore prices.
Oh.
And you get to go in the Salt Cave. Do you ever go in the
I
Salt Cave?
never went in a salt cave.
I've been to no, I'm not gonna say it.
There you go. You've been to a sauna?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's
So-
no salt. I was in a
Ice cave?
no, it's a stupid thing. But we went to a restaurant and it was in Chicago and they had a salt
Bath?
room. No, for their meats, dry aged meats.
Oh, okay.
That was the only
Thought
salt.
you were going to tell me someone scrubbed you with salt or something.
I don't know what the rating of the show is.
Or what kind of massage?
I
they give?
didn't know
Hey!
nothing.
Try it. So anyway, Tranquility Spa, Franklin Avenue, Franklin Square, Angela, Aura Pure Jewelers, who I get all my beautiful pins and necklaces from, Teddy and
blinged out.
Christina. I
Blinged out.
love bling. They're on Hempstead Turnpike in Franklin Square, Aura Pura Jewelers, and Jackson Hewitt Taxes, which is very important right now. Mr. Prince on Hempstead Turnpike in Franklin Square. So if you notice, we have great sponsors in Franklin Square. So
Yes.
we promote them a lot, and they're great people. And you tell them the Breakfast Club sent you, because when you say that, you get treated a little even nicer.
Well, thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
And I want to thank you both for coming.
Thank you.
So let's end this on a positive note. So, what's your thought of the day?
Better 2021.
Okay. You come on now. You
Say
could
it.
do it. You
Say
could do it.
what
You
I'm
could
really
say
thinking?
yes. Say whatever you
I
want.
am hoping that Governor Cuomo hears the cries of the families and the residents and really takes it seriously to make a difference to change the end of these people's lives.
Well, do you get a letter ready? I'm telling you.
Okay,
I'm
then
gonna-
someone has to edit it because it's going to
Well,
be
that's
overflow
okay.
the F word.
Yeah, no. We'll edit it.
Okay.
But start the letter going.
Okay.
You'll do a video? Wow, you got a free video here too.
Yeah.
See what happens on this show?
Everybody's so connected. 2
Well,
degrees.
and Greg, we miss you. We
Yes.
love you. We're praying for you. And I'm even going to do some kind of garlic thing with the Italian thing in my kitchen with boiling water, so that, because the Italians believe in that. They also believe in the Gardenia. You know what that is? Like the evil eye.
Oh yes.
So you could go someplace and you can get these sand thrown all over you, and the evil eye goes away.
All right.
So, because when you're sick, they say,
Can
oh,
you give a little bit of luck for this year?
luck. I need luck. I want to win the lotto.
I don't know. It's
Because then
brutal.
I get my own personal masseuse, and I
There's
don't have to
still
go to
there's
the
still
spa.
one left.
Yeah, I know. But
Good
the one winner was in Maryland. I called my daughter. I said, "Did you check your lotto tickets?" Because she said, "Ma, we don't play lotto.
Oh, wow.
They don't play lotto." So I'm very happy to have you both here. I hope you had a good time.
Yes,
Thank
thank
you.
you. Very nice
And
meeting you.
this is very sweet of you with the cookies. Very, very sweet. You guys have your little goodies,
Thank you.
and you have your granola
you.
bars.
Thank you both. Thank you.
All right. So that's a wrap.